Everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to take a look at the newest collab in the world of Monster Strike. It is Attack on Titan. This is the second edition of this collab to hit Monster Strike. So without further ado, let's get going. The gacha is active until May 16th, 11:59 a.m. Japan time. And we do have two gachas available, one featuring the Volume 2 monsters, the other one featuring the old Volume 1 monsters. This gacha will feature individual rate up characters starting May 3rd. By the time this video is up, it should be already in the individual characters. I apologize for not getting this out yesterday. After work, just way too exhausted, so I passed out. So I was hoping to get some time to do it in the evening, but no, this is late evening video taking. Anyways, Mikasa and Armin, Jean and Connie, Hanji and Captain Levi are your 6 stars. Your 5 stars are Rainer and Annie, along with Gabi and Falco. So let's take a look at Mikasa and Armin first in Fire. They currently have a rating of 7.5 on GameWith. Do note that these ratings are not fully, concrete yet. They have the Kakko Kari next to them, which means they are temporary for now. But unless we find any big hidden skill that people haven't found yet, it's probably not going to change that much at this point, especially since the castle is already up and running. That's probably the biggest thing that would change anything. Anyways, strike shot for Mikasa and Armin. It will just target the first hit enemy, but can also do damage nearby, right? As is the case with all of the Attack on Titan collab characters, they kind of fly all over the screen. The blast that is part of this strike shot is the entire screen and can also activate bump combos if you haven't had the opportunity to hit them quite yet. Also, do note that the percentage damage attack at the very end is based on the final position of the characters and not the first hit enemy. All the other, direct damage, the follow-up stuff, that's based on the first hit enemy, but the blast percentage is basically if you take about half the screen's width and then make a circle out of that, that's about the range that the characters have. So if you're in the middle of the screen, you're probably set to hit everybody. But it is slightly position based at the end, which is interesting. You can see the stats there for the strike shots. The buff 10%. You got 0.6x the ATK attack stat for 9 hits by Mikasa, which are considered direct hits. Again, if you don't know what the difference is, certain stages do consider directly hitting the boss to have a different multiplier than indirectly hitting it with like bomb combos and such. So that distinction is quite important for certain stages. Blast attack is 10x the attack stat, and the percentage is a flat 20%. Second gear, the buff goes up to 35%. The Mikasa attacks is increased by double, right? 1.2x attack. Blast is also doubled to 20x, and percentage damage is also doubled to 40%. 40%, that is a pretty good number. However, GameWith currently gives it a 7.5, probably because there's no difficult stage right now where it is the prize character that you would need to clear it. So that seems to be the rule of thumb for GameWith in terms of rating. So maybe sometime in the future. John and Connie 7.5 as well. For purposes of the attacks of the strike shot, John is considered direct damage while Connie is indirect damage. Final spear attack at the very end can also activate bomb combos as well. And then the stats there, both Jean and Connie have the same multipliers of 10% and 30% respectively. The follow-up is you get 0.5 the attack stat versus 0.8 for 4 hits. And then the follow-up part 2, which is specific to the characters, Jean gets 7.2x versus 9x, and Connie 4x be 7.5x depending on the strike shot gear. And the final attack with the spears, which is a pretty cool animation there, 4x for the first gear and 7.5x for the second, and that does count as indirect damage. Then last but not least, we have Hanji and Captain Levi. The final part of the strike shot is direct damage and guarantees weak point hitting damage. So I mean, that's not a surprise given that we see Levi here. That was his thing back in the day, so good to see that it carries over to the pair here. 8.0 rating on GameWith. The buff, you got 30% versus 50%. Follow-up damage is 4x versus 6x, and the attack buff is 10% to 20%. Remember, you do get to give your friendly units a buff if Hanji ends up touching them. They will get that buff for 2 actions versus 3 actions, which is actually pretty decent. However, the attack buff multiplier is really small, so I think you actually get more bonus from a sword instead. So kind of unfortunate that it's really, you know, gimped like that. Really, I don't know. Overall, the multipliers, I was saying maybe wait to see if the multipliers were crazy. There is a crazy formula. Maybe they just showed it terribly on the Monster Strike news, which they definitely do all the time. No, it's just not very exciting in terms of the multipliers, unfortunately. So yeah. Anyways, 4 5-star monsters. Oh, actually, sorry, I should have been doing this on the, the screen too. But we'll start with. Nope. There you go. We'll start with Falco and Gabby there. Super Minesweeper, null transport wall on the main, null block, anti-block, and weak point killer on the gauge. Strike shot is speed and power up. Sorry, not defense and power up. It's speed and power up. My bad. Falco will attack the closest enemy to him after done moving, and Gabby will do a follow-up to the first hit enemy. So pretty cool. Energy ball also nice. So not too bad of a 4 5-star monster. They currently have a 7.0 on game with. And then we also have Rainer Braun, and I still spelled Annie's name wrong here. I copied and pasted. 6.5 rating. Super anti-damage wall. Ajin Killer, which is the Demi-Hume class L. All element resist and laser stop. On the gauge we have anti-warp and null speed down wall on the gauge. Strike shot, speed, defense, attack up for a set amount of turns, and then damage walls, gravity barriers, warps, and mines are null. 16 turn strike shot, so interesting that it's squishing those 2 strike shots together. The bump is a cross laser, not cross laser, cross the plus sign bombers. So it goes up, down, left, right, and drops. All right. Paypack. If you do want to get Erwin Smith here, it only costs you 1,000 yen to do that. You will get those wonderful items on the right, as well as this exclusive character. You can see the buffs here. What's interesting is you do buff your friendly units before the Grand Motivate happens, so they do gain attack and defense up. And I just wanted to point out that yes, it says 1.0x for the Grand Motivate buff, but again, you are buffing your characters before they actually move along, so they are still getting something out of it. Self buff is 10% versus 30%. The attack up for your friendly units is 5%, which lasts for 2 actions, or 20% for 3 actions on the second gear, which isn't too bad. Again, the buffs are on the light side, so but anyways. The defense up is the damage taken is reduced by 30%. You'll only take 70% the normal damage. And the amount of turns it lasts is 3 turns versus 4 turns for your characters. So not too bad there. Again, nothing that, oh my god, must need. But certainly if you like the collab as a whole, something to think about to grab. It's not a bad investment for sure. Okay, like I said, for volume 1 it is available as a separate gacha. This will give you a little bit of bias towards the volume 1 characters. However, do note that there will not be any individual rate up sessions for the volume 1 characters. You will always have to play them on equal grounds. So Eren, Mikasa, Captain Levi in wood, fire, wood, and dark respectively. You also have Sasha Blouse and Armin Arlert as your 4 5-star monsters in this gacha. Again, you can still get volume 2 characters in this gacha, just that the rates are slightly higher for volume 1. Now let's take a look at the strike shots here. Eren Yeager here, the follow-up attack is indirect and non-elemental, which means you lose a lot of potential bonus damage there. Enemies hit by the follow-up will also be attacked down, which isn't technically noted in the strike shot, so that's nice. And I do want to apologize, I mistakenly translated the heal to be 100%. That is not the case. He does not heal 100%. He does have an 8.5 rating because he does have a place in one of the upper upper castle levels. However, I do remember seeing Shiro play the stage with Eren, and he was pretty what's the right word? He was unhappy about the buff that he got there. So if you already have a team set for that castle stage, you're not gonna find him changing your party, unfortunately. If you have nothing, then sure, he is great. He will be able to help you out. But it is certainly not a game changer for the stage, unfortunately. The buffs here, self buff is 20% versus 45%. The motivate buff for all of the other units that get moved is 10% versus 35%. That's a decent multiplier for sure. The follow-up attack is 40x the attack stat and 60x for the attack for second gear. The attack down is both 75% their normal damage. The first gear will last for 2 actions, while the second gear will last for 4 actions. And the amount of healing, again, it's not 100%. I apologize. It is a static value of 30k for the first gear and 60k for the second. So that is the stats there. And again, it does have a higher rating because of the fact that it can go to the castle stage, but like I said, Shiro was very unmoved by Eren Yeager here, so it was pretty scathing review, I think, about what he thought this end. Usually he does try to find some positives of the characters in some way in the end, but that video, no. So what can I say? Unfortunate. Mikasa Ackerman has a 7.5 right now. There is absolutely no change to her strike shot, unfortunately. The multipliers are all the same. So what can I say there? I don't know what happened here. It seems like, were they on vacation or something? But it doesn't seem like they did much in terms of updating. 10% versus 30%. Follow-up is 0.3 attack stat for 14 hits. Second gear upgrades that to 0.5. Final slice is 3x versus 5x, and the weak point reveal will last for 2 turns versus 3 turns, and that does include the turn that Mikasa uses her strike shot. So again, people brought up Castle Stage 2. Now unfortunately the problem with that stage is that there is a 1-turn attach mine that will go on to your characters, and Mikasa does not have Minesweeper, right? Remember, the new 3D maneuver device is flight only, so it will be attached to her, and that mine does lethal damage, 100k HP or higher. You have to pick that up. So not only is that stage already difficult to begin with, if you bring Mikasa along, you have to worry about picking up those mines, which looked terrible. I haven't gotten that far in Castle 2, but watching Shiro deal with that, dying the first time, not realizing that it was a 1-turn mine and missing it, and then having to worry about that until the end of the stage, seemed like not a great way to deal with Castle 2. Now again, if you don't have anything better, could fill in a gap, but boy, that did that seem a little bit more stressful than it should have been. Anyways, 7.5 for Mikasa. Captain Levi here, 8.0. Sorry, I forgot. I keep forgetting that I can use the game here. No change to his strike shot as well. Again, I hate using the lazy dev rhetoric, but you know, as being a dev manager, I know the pains. But what's up? Yeah, strike shot, no changes. As is before, the strike shot slashes at the end, guaranteed to hit the weak point. So you do get a nice, you know, meaty damage source with Levi here, but 30% versus 50%, 0.8x versus 1.2x for 9 hits. The slashes, it's 0.3 versus 0.5x the attack stat for 21 hits, and then delay is 1 or 2 turns depending on whether you wait for the second gear. So again, it is the same unless people are missing something and there's some like hidden mechanic that we're not seeing. Everything looks like the same, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's something that unlocks, I don't know, that makes no sense. I don't know, it just seems really weird, especially for a Golden Week, you know, collab. Would expect something a little bit more punchy here, but that's not what I'm seeing. So I was saying wait until, you know, the numbers are out, but the numbers are out. yeah, I don't know. No, sorry. Anyways, let's take a look at the event characters. We've got the 4 or 5 star. This this is not the scheduled quest, but it is. Wow, okay, 24/7 scheduled quest. That's kind of. I guess I never fixed that. Flock Forester and Pure Titan are available 24/7. There are your 4 or 5 star monsters. Collect 75 luck. To get them to 90 luck, you get that 15 bonus at the end. And then you are done with these characters if you so choose. The direct drop quest for this stage, for this collab, is Lara Tiber here in the Dark Element. No max luck required. Just play it every day. You will get 7 drops guaranteed. Just by playing it and completing it. If you play co-op, there's a chance that the direct drop you get, which is 1, could increase to 2 or 3. So try and play this with as many people as you can. Yeah, and as you can see, if you see this blue text there, it's just reminding you that you have not yet played it today. Don't forget, because you'll get 7 drops. It's an easy max luck now. The 24/7 5 6 star, and you can see that Peak is here. There, Peak Finger in Fire and Porco Galliard in Wood are available. Look in the schedule for when they are up. Make sure you bring max lucks, and do not forget to finish them off before the collab goes away. We also have an Insidious quest, which will come out in a few days. We got Eren and Zeke Jaeger in the Water Element. This is a farmable stage, but you also get a bonus where all of your characters will get plus 99 luck. Bring your OPs and take down Eren and Zeke with no worry there. Also, if you missed out on the first year of the collab, you can play the stages in the library here. And as you can see, I finished everybody, the 5 6 stars at least. Don't really care about the 4 5 stars. So, but if you want to catch up on that, don't forget to do that in the library. Now, the Liberio escape plan. And actually, I'm going to cut the sound off because I don't want to get... it's a pain in the butt to deal with music. And I don't know how strict different companies are. But basically what we're going to do here is we're going to clear missions and try to find all of our teammates on this map to earn various rewards. How to play? Well, as you can see here is that you will have a 5x5 grid here, and what you need to do is clear a mission and move, repeat, and rinse. That's all you need to do. Once you clear a mission, you have the ability to move orthogonally, which is left, right, up, or down. Once you do that, it will unlock another mission and clear up the spaces orthogonal to your new location. Right? So as you can see, I moved here, and then these 3 spaces would now be unlocked. You can see that the rest are still stuck in the fog of war because we haven't gotten up next to it yet. So that's up to you to figure out how to get there. Now, there is a chance that you will find a teammate in one of those locations. If it is adjacent to where you are, you will see their portrait come up. And that will be your sign to either move on to that space directly, or you can pass and deal with that later. Why would you want to do that? Well, that's the next bullet point there. You can only earn 1 teammate per day. And once you do that, you will be unable to complete any more missions after doing so. So you're basically stuck there for that day, and you are done for until the next day begins. So as you can see, today I was able to grab Armin here in the bottom row here. So I don't have any more stages, or I don't have any more missions available to complete right now. You will gain rewards based on the characters you find. Right? Sasha, John, Koni are all just going to give Onyankopon there, whereas Levi, Armin, Mikasa, and Eren will give you additional rewards from there. Now, the ability to move again on the map is reset every day at midnight. I misspoke on the Monster Strike news slides where I said the map status would be reset. I thought that's what it said there. Yeah, mission Nayot and the difficulty is reset. So I thought that meant your map progress would be reset and you have to move again. That's not the case. You will stay in this position, and any characters that have been revealed will stay where they are. So if, for example, let's say I go here and I see 3 teammates, right, in the neighboring locations, I'm not going to be sent back to the beginning. I don't have to find the characters again. They will still be there waiting for me, which is great. Now, do keep in mind that the difficulty of the missions keep going up and up the more you move. Ideally, you probably don't want to go beyond 4 steps to have, an easy time clearing these missions. Um, so that's my suggestion to you. And of course, you're probably asking, Scott, why are the missions not up here? Well, one, they actually change every day. Day 1 and day 2 were completely different missions, unfortunately. So that's fun for me. Basically, I will do my best in the morning when I wake up, before I go to work, or maybe once I get done with my first meeting after work, to translate the missions for you in the morning. So please do keep an eye out on either the Discord channel or not Game With. You could look it up on Game With yourself, but Twitter at ENGMonst to get the translations there. Let me go back here so we can get some music again. Sorry. So either ENGMonst or the Discord channel will have the translation as soon as I can get to it. I am not going to stay up until midnight Japan time every day. That is 8 a.m. Or I'm not going to get up that early. Sorry. So anyways, just do your best. There's usually an eye icon. Hopefully that gives you an idea. Or I do give the Japanese on the translations as well. So keep those in mind and see if you can't pattern match to figure out what the new missions are asking you to do. Hopefully it recycles after some time so that we can just reuse the mission. But so far, they happen to be different. Anyways, like I said, the farmable monsters that you can get from the mission is Onyankopon here, and he is available for every character that you pick up. Some characters will give you additional bonuses. Once you get all teammates, you are done with the Liberio escape plan, and you will also get a coveted connect scroll, which is very much something that you should aim to get. Any player can get this. Do it. All right. Login bonus rewards features Child Eren and Mikasa and Armin. You will get 10 every day. You already got a good job sticker on day 1. Day 2, you already got a Tokudama. Wait for that one on day 5 and Monster Strike Day, and you should get 3 Tokudamas in your pocket. And this should be the last slide. Those 3 characters that you see there, Erwin, the child triplet there, and Onyankopon, they will all be max sluts for the duration of the collab if you need it. So there you go. And that is it for me tonight. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I will try my best. I know I have mistranslated a bunch of things this time. I apologize for that, but lots of things going on at the same time, so it happens. So that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. If you have not done so already, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing below. If you want the latest news, this is the place to get them, in English at least. ENGMonst on Twitter. Like I said, I'll do my best to translate the missions at the beginning of my day. I know that's going to be a little late for some, but deal with it. Discord channel is also available. You can talk with other folks who might already be up for you to help you out with those translations until I get to it. And of course, you can talk with them about the game as well. That's it for me today. Thank you for watching. Was it almost 25 minutes? I appreciate you watching until the end. Thank you so much. And until next time,